This is a 1 versus 1. I'm gonna post the objectives right here on both sides. So those are the objectives. So the theme is unicorns. That's the theme of this whole thing, okay? The objectives are add a small icon before each paragraph in the sidebar item class. They need to style H1 tags with a gradient color and text shadow. They need to style a button with 2 borders that reverse colors when hovered. They need to style backgrounds and images to scale on hover with transition. And they need to create an animated rainbow background that rotates the colors. Okay? And their bonus objective is add your own verbiage content after each paragraph in the content, in the ID content. Okay? I'm gonna post the ignore that crap. Okay. Okay guys, here's the HTML code. I'm posting it right now. So both teams have the HTML in place. Okay guys, here we go. We're gonna start the game in 10 seconds. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, DevWars hype, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm throwing up the timer right now. There is a 5-second countdown before the actual timer begins. Let's see them start coding their CSS right now. Okay guys, so it's so much easier to commentate 1v1s. Like, it's crazy, guys. Okay, so over here on the red team, they've already kind of got started over here. They're styling their all selector. They have their all selector style, and they're adding box sizing to everything, which is totally awesome. We see blue team finally starting off over here. Last is over here to the left on the blue team. Last is the one who won that 3 versus 1 in the last DevWars on Tuesday. So we have the body and HTML. He's selecting both of them over here. G-Mem, thank you so much for following. I'm surprised that you haven't followed DevWars. If you guys haven't followed DevWars, the channel yet, please do that right now. Okay, but anyways. Okay, and then over here, and then Urban Mango, thanks for the follow, man. I know you've been following Syntag as well. I recognize some of you guys. Okay, we do have the all selector. It looks like we're just kind of adding selectors over here first. We are having the box sizing over here. It looks like he's about to do that. Box sizing, yeah, he almost did. He almost dived right into that border box. Dirk ____, thanks for following DevWars. I know you're a new viewer. I saw your thing in the chat. You said you're new. Thanks for the follow. We have a lot of selectors. It looks like probably what's going on over here on the blue team is Last is probably reading the code right now in the HTML, because this HTML was just kind of given to them. If you guys want to see the code for yourself, guys, it's watch code, and that's going to output a link in the chat. Just click on it and you guys will be able to see the HTML and CSS for yourself. Thank you Moss182 for posting on our Reddit. This song is so good. It sounds so good right now. Okay guys, so wow, man, 60 minutes of pure CSS bliss action. So over here it looks like Flamerio is working on the welcome slogan. So where is that over here? So inside of here, this welcome slogan, he's gonna give that a padding left of 30 pixels. The H3 tag right here, this unicorns, everything inside of this, he's giving that a font size of 2 EM. EM is gonna be units based off the width and stuff of the containers. I like using EM, it's very dynamic. The communication in TeamSpeak is insane. Actually, I could probably stream the TeamSpeak. What do you guys think? I'm gonna pop into the TeamSpeak for a little bit, just see what's going on over here. I'm gonna turn down the volume a little bit. Kind of curious what's going on over here. So I'm inside of the TeamSpeak right now with my mic muted. Let's see what they're saying. I don't hear anything right now. We'll hear them. We'll hear them eventually. Okay, so we have float right over here on the header. It looks like they're using float. But over here, I don't know. Let's see what's going on the website so far. Okay, they both kind of have the same idea. DevWars, can we unmute all the people and make it harder for them? No, I don't want to do that. Maybe later, maybe about halfway in we'll do something like that. So this is kind of what the HTML looks like, guys, and they're trying to style this. This is what the HTML looks like. I'll put it on the site. So let's see how they style it. It looks like over here they haven't removed the list items yet over here, but over here they have. Probably would be good to give some padding over here. Let's see if they do it. They're styling it as we speak. So I don't hear anything going on in the. I think you're being sarcastic about the TeamSpeak being insane over here on the thing. So I'm just gonna leave now. Nothing crazy going on over here. They make keyboard noises. A lot of keyboard action going on in the TeamSpeak. So if you guys want to hear the keyboard action for yourself, check out the TeamSpeak link, and you would be able to hear all that keyboard action going on. Okay, so. For that H3 tag, Brandon Pop 12, thanks for the follow on DevWars. I'm glad you're able to tune in. That's my #1 follower up there. He's my biggest fan. He's always here for every single stream. Then we have Kevrom 911. Are you a cop? Well, anyways, thanks for the follow, man. I'm gonna turn up the volume again. You should do a CSS quiz while they are working. It's too easy for them at the moment. What do you mean by CSS quiz? Yeah, make a lobby where they can chat, I guess. Here, make it so they could chat on the red team, actually. Okay. I mean, it's... Okay, so they're working on right now. Oh, they were working on it. I don't know what happened. They were working on when anchor tags are hovered. He's getting all these selectors inside of here right now. So look how specific this is. I don't think it has to be this specific. They could probably remove, but he's probably doing it just for readability though. I don't blame him. He's not familiar with this header. I mean, with this HTML code, so that's probably why. That's probably why he's being very specific. See over here on the red team. He's not being so specific. He's starting his selector at the ID welcome_slogan, whereas opposed to Tycho ENTS, welcome to DevWars. I'm not a cop, I promise. I'd have to tell you if I was, right? Yes, you do have to. It's the law. This is straight up black coffee I'm drinking. Okay, so it looks like with the H3 tag, they are going to give it a color red, and then for the span, it's going to get a blue color. Let's refresh this and see how that looks exactly. Wow, look at that background though. What happened to the links? Okay, so the links are down here. Let's see what's making that happen. Okay, they have a crap ton of padding on here, and the best way to do this is to not give this a default height. See over here has a default height. All he has to do is go auto, and then bam, it's contained. And he wouldn't need to have padding on the top and bottom on this welcome slogan. Well, hold on, where is this padding being applied? Oh, it's on the H3 tag, so margin 0. There you go. So that looks nice. So that's probably the best way of doing it. And then I'm just, guys, I'm editing in the HTML in the browser, just kind of give you guys an idea of what they could do. None of this is actually happening on their website. So what I would do is I would give these list items padding left and right, so 0 top and bottom, and then probably like 20 pixels left and right. Hold on, why is it not adding it over here? Oh, okay, that's because I'm not adding it. Okay, this has to be applied to all list items like that, just like that. And then maybe on the first one, and they can use this. They can use the first child pseudo class to pseudo selector to remove the padding on the first one, just like that. And that'll look pretty nice. Well, actually, just on padding left. So yeah, that's a good way of doing it, but let's refresh the site, see what they've done. Or they could totally ignore what I just did there and do it like this. This looks nice too. What about red team? Oh. So yeah. Over here we have a pink background, which is very suitable. But guys, one of the objectives, I don't know if you guys remember, is to have a animated rainbow background that rotates through the colors. So eventually they're gonna have a beautiful rainbow background for the unicorns, because you can't have a unicorn website without those beautiful rainbow backgrounds, right? Thank you, Moss182, for trying to be supportive and stuff for DevWars. Okay, so alright, we're about 10 minutes in. Actually, a lot has been done for 10 minutes. Okay, we're working on the anchor tags over here. He's making all the colors inherited by the body. That's what that means. Light779, thank you so much for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Welcome to DevWars. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream right now. Okay, let's pop back into the TeamSpeak chat, shall we, and see what's going on. Nothing's going on right now on the TeamSpeak.
Wait, what? Syntag is here. Hi, Syntag.
Hello. I think I popped into the wrong chat. I meant to pop into. Yeah. I don't like you guys.
Aw. Yeah, we don't like you.
Go away.
All right, see you guys later. I love you guys.
See you, nerd.
You know I do. I just popped into the blue team, see what they're doing. Wow, is it awkward in here or what? I just popped in to see if there's any hardcore action going on. All right, one of you guys diss each other right now.
I don't know what to say.
Talk crap to your enemy team. Let your enemy know how much you don't like him.
I don't like you.
I don't like you. Alright, well, wow. You guys seem like you guys are friends, actually. That's not good. That's not good. You guys have to hate each other. Yeah, it needs more trash talk. That's what was suggested in the chat. Just pretend you guys don't like each other then. Alright, I'm gonna pop out of here and leave you guys be.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave them be. They're probably really focused right now. Yeah, so teams are 1 versus 1. Let me turn up the volume again back on Spotify. This is Twitch appropriate music. Okay, so while I was away, let's see what they did so far. So they are styling some stuff. Still a lot of work to be done. I mean, they're about a quarter way into the game, and still, yeah, there's a lot to be done. So why are their teams in 1 versus 1? It's they're not real players on the HTML and Kappa. Oh, you probably knew that based off your emote at the end. But yeah, so okay, let's see. Over here on the red team, they have added some comments in here just to kind of help readability, which is very necessary, I think, especially with HTML you're not familiar with. Both teams have just kind of been introduced to the code and stuff like that. Just what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna add the objectives to the stream so that you guys can see it for yourself, because currently the objectives are stated from the last game, and we don't want that. So give me a moment while I update that off screen for you guys. That way you guys can just refresh your page and see the objectives for yourself. I know some of you guys want to see that. Almost done, guys. Almost done. Almost done. Okay guys, I finished. So all you have to do now is reset or refresh the website, and you guys will be able to see the objectives for yourself, like all the objectives they're trying to work on right below the stream. So that way you guys know what's the mindset in this game. Check this out. We have animations going on right now in the CSS. Yes, there's only one person on each team. Actually, Fox, can you just remove the names for both HTML and JavaScript just so that, you know, new viewers are not confused? I think that'll help. Just remove HTML and JavaScript from both teams. Just make it completely blank. Rasmus Andreas, welcome to DevWars. Okay, so what are the dem animations? Look at all these animations they're adding right now. And this is for the rainbow, guys. They're working on the rainbow right now. I cannot wait to see how this looks. What else is going on? They have the list style none over here. They should have just added it on all the UL tags. That's what I would have done. Let's see if red team went about it that way. Yeah, so they just made it on the nav, and the nav is a, where's the nav? Yeah, so the nav is a UL ID, but again, I probably would have just put UL instead of nav. That way every single UL on this is has no list style, but actually there is no more list style, so there's not really a problem there. They're fine. So there's only one UL and list item in this entire HTML document, so it doesn't really matter at all. I'm gonna have it like this. This is the top of the HTML, and I'm gonna have it to where you can see the other part of it, just like that. And I'll highlight this so you guys can kind of see. Just like that. You guys can see where it's leaving off. So it's like as if, so this is the top on the left side, and then it kind of continues on. So I think that's a better view instead of having them both at the same view. Let's see what they've accomplished. We're about a quarter way in now, a little more than a quarter way in. They have, wow, look at these. This looks pretty nice. But I'm sure they're gonna want to have this inside of the header at some point in time. And then over here, I don't know, this looks it's a bit hard to see this text over here, right? I can't be the only one who thinks that. And look at that background though, look at that beautiful background. And the background has to change colors though. It has to be an animation that changes colors, and they're gonna want that over the entire background. I bet they're gonna do it soon. I'm gonna die with how much coffee I'm drinking. Fox, can you please remove the HTML and JavaScript players on both teams so it's easier to view? And Peterson, welcome to DevWars. Hope you are enjoying the stream. Okay, so yes, let's look at that. What are they working on right now? So it looks like they are using float left on those LI tags, and they totally could have used display inline block. That is another alternative. Let's see how yeah, right here. So on blue team, they're using the inline style method. Now, if you do choose to use float, you do run into the issue where you have to add those clear fixes, because what happens is when you use float, it'll break the flow of the page. So in order to correct that, you have to add that clear fix, and it'll fix everything. But it's just that extra step you have to take when using float. Here's their clear fix. They're using an after, so right after this sidebar container, anything that's using float inside of that will be fixed. And they're adding that right after. And that's a good way to do it, especially since they don't have HTML. Red team's navigation is broken on the small screens. Yes, it is. Wow, look at that, guys. Look. They have a rainbow changing background. I'm so proud of blue team right now. If they could make it quicker, I think that'd be really cool. Make it quicker, like make it really fast. It looks like it, oh, and it goes back and forth. I love it, I love it. And that was one of the objectives. Red team's navigation does not look good at the moment. Let's see what they can do to fix this. So on their header, it's fixed. Okay, that's fine. They probably shouldn't have it height 100 pixels. They should have it height auto. So that way, so just have it height auto. Okay. And then let's see what else they can do. So they have this floated over here to the left. And then their navigation bar is floated to the right. Probably the best way to do this is give this a width of 20%. Okay. And then give this a width of 80%. That's what I would do. And then of course nothing's working. Gamer Toxin, welcome to DevWars. Interesting. Very. Oh, okay. There's stuff in there. A Timer, welcome to DevWars. There's stuff inside of this thing. Okay. Okay. Yeah. They're probably going to want to change the font size to something like that, yeah. I'm just trying to fix their code and stuff. And then they're probably going to have to change this nav to be with 80%. That's what they need to change. And then they probably need to float this to the right as well. They have display inline block here. I'm just doing floats because that's what they're using. And then you have those heights set. Andy765, thanks for the follow, man. So yeah, we probably want to have that line height. But I mean, they're gonna have to fix this code eventually. There's a lot to be fixed over here. Too much to handle. Over here on the blue team, they do have a better. Yeah, look at that rainbow transition though. Let's go back over to the code. I'm going to review the objectives to you guys one more time. So they have 5 objectives. They need to add a small icon before each paragraph tag inside of the sidebar underscore item class. They need to style H1 tags with gradient colors and a text shadow. They need to style a button to have 2 borders, borders that reverse colors when hovered. They need to also style backgrounds and images to scale on hover with transition. And they need to create an animated rainbow background that rotates colors, okay? And their bonus objective is to add their own verbiage content after each paragraph in the content ID, okay? And we already saw on blue team they completed that one of the objectives, which is that rainbow background, which is awesome. They accomplished that using these animations over here. Beautiful. Has red team started on that? No, they have not. What red team is working on right now is the background on the content ID. They have a background color white with border radius, and border radius is simply going to give the edges of the content a radius to it, obviously. And then we're going to have padding 30 pixels on both sides with width 70%. Awesome. And they're floating that to the right. Interesting. It's interesting to see how they visualize this stuff. So you guys can see just how powerful CSS is. They were both given the same HTML code, but just with CSS alone, you're able to turn that HTML code into 2 different things. I mean, you can turn it into, there's so many different variations you can do with just CSS. So you guys can seriously see the power of CSS. I like the idea of having this be a nav bar to the left. Not a nav bar, but like kind of like an aside. 2-column grid system. And they have their unicorn image. I would really like to see this navigation bar up here. As you guys can see, this is probably how he sees the website. But he needs to accommodate for this. He needs to know that it's broken like this. You can't be focused on just one resolution, but it looks good, guys. He's probably viewing it like something like that. What about on the blue team? How's this looking over here? Oh, they have icons before each paragraph tag. It was only supposed to be for this. It didn't have to be for these. But he'll still get a point for doing it. So it looks like he's going with a transparent background for the header as well. Nice. Let's see what they're styling right now. So on that, so that sidebar container class, he's adding a 29% width, and that sidebar container is what? That is the content for the website. So that's this thing over here. And over here we saw on the red team, they already made that a sidebar. So it looks like that's probably what blue team is doing right now by the looks of it. They're using float left and right. So the left is going to look like this. So we have 29% and 69%. Those are kind of unusual percentages. I think he could have done 30% width and 70% width here, but he probably did the 29, 69 just to get that 69 percentage in there. And they do have box sizing, so they don't need to worry about anything. That looks pretty nice, guys. We already got the... Oh, look at that. They divided up each of these with like kind of like a box look to it. Oh, wow. And that navigation bar looks pretty good. You know what I would do if I was red team? I'd probably just put the navigation bar at the bottom. That probably make it easier for the responsive design. And then just have this centered or something like that. I don't know. They could do a bunch of different things. Wow, both of these sites look really nice, guys. Hey, Fox, please remove HTML and JavaScript names from both teams. It's like you never heard me or something. That way players aren't confused that this is a 1v1. Guys, there are commands in the stream that you guys can read. You guys can post a stream. It's like watch red, watch blue, watch code, and and the bot will output all those different links. Look at this, true that, 69%. He did do that just to get that in there, and that's confirmed right here. It looks like we have some media queries in here, and that's going to make his site very responsive. And that's what we're going to vote on. We're going to vote on design, and we're going to vote on responsive. Hey, Fox, make sure both teams are aware. Hey, CaxTY, you're not supposed to have a space in between those commands, but Chloe. Fox, make sure both teams know. Actually, I'll tell them. I'll tell them myself. Hey guys, just so you guys know, we are going to be voting on design, obviously, and the second voting component is going to be on responsive design. So make sure you get your media queries in there too.
All right.
All right, cool.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 33. We're 33 minutes left on the clock, about halfway in. I think both teams are doing a fantastic job on their websites. Look at this. Look at this. Both of it just looks so nice, guys. I wonder when red team is gonna get their animations in. Because so far blue team has that rainbow color. And these hover effects look very nice. Here's what I'm thinking red team should do with their code, their design. I'm going to show you guys. And so I'm thinking that this menu bar, this whole navigation bar, should not be floated right. It should just be display block with 100%. And then let's clear that. Okay. And then, so that way it's on its own line. And then with this header, we should, inside of here, not have it float to the left, but instead have text align center. Okay, and then we have to get rid of that ridiculous padding so that it's completely centered. I think they should have something like that, and then use a pseudo class to have an icon before this logo. Guys, this is totally not what they have to do. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of what can happen here. And then probably have this text align center as well, just like that. And then even give this padding top and bottom of 20 pixels and then 0 left and right. We're gonna need to add margin bottom of like 60 pixels or something to get. Okay, well there is gonna be some margin that has to apply here to bring this down, but they could go with this kind of style, and I think that'll be easier on them to, you know, work with responsive design, because obviously, as you can see here, the navigation bar is kind of broken, and it's difficult to style or make it responsive. Well, it's not difficult, but it'll definitely, there's extra steps involved, because take a look at this. When I zoom in, you guys can see the navigation bar is kind of broken now because they're all trying to fit in this little space, and a good way of fixing this is using the rem unit. That way it's relative to the width of the navigation or the resolution of the screen. Or another way to fix this is simply adding media queries. As you guys can see, on the blue team, they've already been adding some media queries. All they have to do is make it so when this is a certain width, you know, change the look of the navigation bar. They totally could do it. Let's refresh red team, see what they got. Yeah, see, because look, on red team, this is what their site probably looks like to them. And it looks good like that, but again, the websites look different depending on the resolution you're looking at. At DevWars, what I was always wondering, how would you manage the size of the content area? Would you give it a fixed width, for example 960 pixels, or a percentage and then center it? Yes, the second thing you said is right. If you're trying to go with the fluid design, you're definitely going to want to have width 100%. You could even do a minimum width or maximum width. You could add stuff like that in there. But yeah, using percentages will make everything fluid. Yeah, or 90% width and margin 0 auto, exactly. Or just margin auto. But normally you're going to want margin 0 auto to not have top and bottom margin. I want to see the commentator versus the winner of the next match. Everybody wants to see that. Donate $1 million and you'll see something like that happen. Okay. Look at these animations though. Okay, so we do have the media queries over here on the blue team. Take a look at this. And then media queries over here as well, but nothing in here just yet. So on the footer, they are text aligning everything to the center. And they are using fixed positioning on the center as well. Let's refresh the page and see what it looks like. This looks really nice. So they used to have it to where when you hovered over this, it'll look like this. But now it looks like they've went with a different design. One of the objectives is to make a button have 2 borders, and then make it so that when you hover over it, it'll reverse the border colors. Let's see if they do something like that. On the red team, they haven't styled this read more. It might not even be a button. Well, it's a link, but you could turn it into a button. Yeah, if you donate 1 million rubies, that will help. So let's go back over to the code here. I wonder what red team is working on from Flamarial. A lot of CSS over here. There's 27 minutes left on the clock, guys. 27 minutes. Syntag versus Moobot. Moobot would wreck me. Do you guys have any questions regarding web design? I mean, this is a perfect opportunity to ask. You know, maybe you're wondering what one of these guys are doing, you know, or something like that. Let's refresh the page and see what has been accomplished. Oops, I refreshed the C9 client. That's not what I meant to refresh there. You're right. I don't accept rubies as currency, so unfortunately I missed out on that opportunity. Wow. Look what red team did. They indented the crap out of these things. And they probably did that for readability, and that's totally fine. They can do whatever they want. They just can't change the HTML. Question: inline block, floats, or flexbox? Well, that's a good question. I mean, for me, it depends on the situation. Flexbox is definitely kind of a newer workflow that designers are kind of adopting. But I normally go, well, I used to do float a lot. I used to just float everything but eventually I kind of moved on over to display inline block, and it's so much better. You don't have to deal with clear fixes, but there are times where you do have to use float. There's no going around it. But I would, for those of you guys who are using float on everything, I recommend trying using display inline block, and I guarantee you guys everything will be easier. But I do display table. Yes, table's the best way to do it though, without a doubt. Tables everywhere. Forget about divs, just tables all around. So we finally have some media queries being developed, some statements over here on the red team. So we're not going to have any float over here on the navigation bar, and we're going to make a display block. Okay. So let's go ahead and refresh the site and see what is going on. I like the look of this, guys. This looks really clean. Let's see if this is responsive. It is. Take a look at that. When you reduce the screen size, it'll just convert this to a block, and it'll drop this down. What about the red team? How does that look? Oops, didn't mean to drag that. That's an interesting way to lay out the stuff. So yes, both websites are definitely responsive. Looks good, guys. What fonts are they using? Has any of them imported fonts? It looks like blue team has for sure. Okay, red team has imported the Roboto font. And it looks like blue team went with Open Sans. Yep, so they're both using their fonts. Yep, over here, they declared it over here. They're using Google fonts to import their fonts that they're trying to use. Yeah, I am a fan of Roboto over Open Sans, but they're both great. They're both great. So, again, for those new viewers out there, the objectives are posted right below the stream. Yeah, Comic Sans over everything. I want to post that. Comic Sans over all. Okay, so what are they working on over here? I don't see what they're working on at this very moment. Oh, right here. So, blue team, they're working on they have some pseudo classes in here. They have not first of type. That's kind of an interesting way to do it. They probably could have just stopped. Let's see what happens. I can show you guys a better way of probably doing this. But anyways, what about on the red team? What are they working on at this very moment in time? There's 22 minutes left on the clock over here. I don't see their selector at all. Oh, here we go. They're working on their media queries right now. Awesome. Let's go ahead and look back at their website. Ooh, I like that. That's better. They should add a logo before this. I think that'll look very nice in this scenario. They should add some sort of logo. Okay. You know what? They could probably even change this. I know of a way to change this. Okay, so they can't possibly go into their HTML and change this. I mean, they don't have to do this, by all means. But probably the best way of doing this, to actually get the text you want in there, is there's a little CSS trick. So what I would probably do is either make visible set to 0 or something like that. I don't know, like visible visibility. I mean visibility, and then hidden, and then have an after pseudo. I don't know how to do after pseudos inside of here, but you would have an after pseudo, and you would make it. You would add the content yourself, just like that, and it's like as if you're changing the text. That, or if visibility doesn't work, you could just color the background the same color. I mean, the color of the text the same color as the background here to get rid of it, and then have the actual after pseudo have the content you want. Frederick 1255, thanks for the follow. Welcome to DevWars. Okay, let's go back over to the code. What are they working on right now? They had a LOL. Are they listening to me right now? I think they're listening to me. They're copying all my ideas right now. But anyways, listen, take a look at that. So he's doing exactly what I said. Blue team last. He's displaying none on that paragraph, which is this right here. Okay, he's removing that by putting display none, and then he's putting an after pseudo with the content. So that way, it's kind of a CSS trick to get around it. It's not necessary at all, but that way, it's a way of adding your text here without, because as you guys know, they're not actually able to go into their HTML text and change it. I mean, obviously, that'd be the easiest way of doing it. But since they're only allowed to touch their CSS, they cannot make any changes to their HTML. They'd have to use these little CSS tricks to do what they need to do. I don't know if Flamariel is listening to me. He probably didn't hear me say that. But, I mean, then again, it's not going to give Lass a super major advantage or anything like that. But it is a cool little way of adding your own custom text, I think. Let's see what the site looks like now on red. Oh, yeah, he got rid of that padding over here, and I think that was a good option. I think there's way too much padding top and bottom on this. I can check my TeamSpeak message, yes. Hold on, guys, I'm reading something. Yeah, the Zen Garden is where they did something similar to what you're seeing here. All right. So guys, let's see what they're working on right now. Let's start with the blue team. Let's see where their selector is. Look, I'm wondering if they added that custom text yet. I don't see the custom text added just yet. Could you use CSS content to change text? Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen here. Because you can see here where it says enter your caption over here on the red team. They haven't done it on their site. So check this out. Since they can't edit text over here on the in the HTML, the way of doing it is displaying this as none, right? Making this go away, and then using an after pseudo. So let's see in this code and see what they've done here, what Lass has done. So as you can see, it's displayed display none here, and then I don't see the after pseudo in here. We're just gonna have to wait for it. But you guys will find out soon. How does DevWars work? Yeah, thank you for the topic, A-Timer. Yeah, so let's refresh now. I don't. Ooh, whoa, what was that? It kind of. I like that. It's really cool. Oh, it's just kind of jumping up and down. I thought it was activated on hover. That's really awesome, guys. I like that a lot. That's really cool. Yeah, in this scenario, we're doing a 1 versus 1. So it's, you guys can see, it's just CSS versus CSS, and it's all about design here. This is the first ever 1 versus 1 we've had in DevWars. Both teams have been provided the same HTML code, and they're just kind of stylizing it. At the end of this, you guys are going to be voting on who has the best design and which team has the best responsive design. So we'll see how that works out. I wonder if Last has done the after pseudo yet. I'm just kind of interested to see. It looks like he stopped doing it. Yeah. Yeah, but what is he working on at this very moment? Let's find out. Wow. And this is that animation for the unicorn jumping up and down like that. They're going to have to do whatever they can. Guys, we're 3/4 of the way in. 14 minutes and 56 seconds left on the clock. A lot has been accomplished. This has been a very exciting game. I really like the way it looks, these websites look. It's going to be a very close match. I cannot wait to see what you guys think as far as the best design and responsive design goes. You guys are going to be voting at the end. Make sure if you guys are watching, you guys are logged in, you guys have an account, because the only way you guys are going to be able to participate in the vote is to actually have an account and be logged in. Also, it's also good to be logged in because you can you know, participate in the chat, and you can follow DevWars. That's another great reason to be logged in. Man, I am super dizzy from all the coffee I drank, guys. Let's see what Red is working on right now, Flamariel. I don't see where his selector is. Here we go. Sidebar item before. Wow, look at this. He's adding HTML directly inside of this content. This is a very funny way to do it. Will this work? I'm not even sure if it'll work, if HTML would read with the content. We'll find out. It might. I'm going to learn something right now. Can HTML be outputted through content? This is online, guys. You guys can watch for yourself using the commands. You guys could type exclamation watch blue, watch red, or watch code in order to see it in your own browser. Nope, this won't work. Okay, so it was a very creative idea. It was very creative. There might be a way around it. Maybe he knows how to I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, we have DevWars J. See what they have so far. Oh, take a look at this. This is the double border that they were supposed to do. Yep. That does reverse when you hover over it. It's very subtle, but it does reverse. It looks like blue team is accomplishing a lot of objectives here. Is red team completing a lot of objectives though? What is this? This is kind of interesting, this little blue thing, isn't it? What is this? Let's see what this background image is. Nicholas Star? Nicholas Star. Welcome to DevWars. Appreciate the follow. Okay, it looks like they're using this image, so let's see how this looks in the browser. I'm just kind of curious what image they actually imported here. Oh, okay, so they're gonna have to make this smaller pretty much. Okay. Interesting. So, Connie Bonnie, welcome to DevWars, my friend. Make yourself at home in the chat. Guys, who do you think's gonna win? Let's look at the responsive design from Blue Team. Freak Spot, thanks for following DevWars. It's about time, man. I was wondering when you were gonna follow. Okay. If you guys are watching DevWars right now on Syntag, on the channel Syntag, if you look up at your URL and it says devwars.tv, and it says twitch.tv/Syntag, you are on the wrong channel. You need to head on over to twitch.tv/DevWars. This is where the chat is going on. This is where everything's at. You definitely want to be on the right channel. Okay, so Red Team has fixed the... So I think Blue Team just kind of went with, you know, oh, take a look at this. It resets when you hover over it. I'm not sure if they want it like that. You unfollowed because you wanted it to show up on the screen. Why would you do something like that? Is it for the fame? Are you doing it for the fame right now? Okay. So, cool stuff, guys. I kind of like this. It's kind of interesting the way he has it, but at the same time I don't know if I like it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like it actually. I don't know, but it doesn't matter what I think, guys. Yes, this is a 1 vs 1. Whoa, this is one of the objectives as well, guys. Take a look at that. When you hover over it, it'll grow and expand. Guys, Blue Team is completing a crap ton of objectives here. I hope Flammariel handling CSS, well, everybody's handling CSS. I hope Flammariel is not forgetting about the objectives. Because, okay, I'm going to read off the objectives. So, objective number 1. Okay, well... It looks like what Lass is doing is deleting all the objectives that he's completed. I don't see the objectives on here anymore, sad face. But the objectives are posted right below. I wish that the unicorn would grow indefinitely on hover. That's freaking hilarious, dude. I think that would be funny. This is the last DevWars today. No, I did not say there was 3 battles today. There's 2 every single day. We are gonna do 3 eventually. But as you guys can see, it is so difficult for us to set up teams because we don't have too many players who actually want to play. We have more viewers than players. So the day where we get a lot of players, people who want to play, is the day where we'll be able to stream 3 games minimum. And we'll minimize wait time, which will be awesome. Guys, 8 minutes and 14 seconds left. I'm going to just pop into the TeamSpeak chat and just let them know. Hey guys, just a friendly reminder, there's 8 minutes left on the clock, so do your very best to finish whatever you can.
Alright.
Okay, cool. So I just let them know, 8 minutes left on the clock, so they're wary of the time. Guys, if you have suggestions, we do have a subreddit. Go to reddit.com/r/devwars. Leave all your wonderful suggestions on that subreddit. We do read everything. If you guys have a suggestion, you need to leave it there, because if you're leaving it in the chat here, we'll forget about it. And you don't want that. I just have to admit, Lass is doing an amazing job. Yes, he is. Yes, I think both players are doing an amazing job. But it seems as though Flammariel is forgetting about the objectives, because one of the objectives is to have it where when you hover over images... Whoa! Whoa there! So I think Lass is listening to you guys, it looks like. It's not growing indefinitely, but it is growing like really freaking a lot. Okay, so Flammariel hasn't done anything with that. He has 6 minutes and 50 seconds to do stuff like that. Also, he doesn't have a rainbow changing background. Another thing he doesn't have is the buttons that reverse borders when you're hovering over it. Whereas opposed to everything I just told you guys, last says finish. They both do have the objective where you're adding an icon before these things right here, and that was one of the objectives, and they both have completed that. They are also supposed to add their own content after each of these. Let's see if they do that. And the bonus objective is to add that was the bonus objective actually. And then they're supposed to make each H1 tag. It's supposed to have a gradient color and a text shadow. So let's see if they do that. Let's hover over these things. Let's refresh. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. Teams need to be focused on these objectives. They're a huge factor in winning games. Okay, it's growing indefinitely, guys. It's growing indefinitely. It's never gonna stop growing. It's just gonna keep growing as long as I leave the cursor on this thing. So Kevrom 911, he is listening to you. Pakistaner, if you're one of the moderators in JavaScript, we do apologize. We will stop posting DevWars related things in your subreddit. Sorry, man. I just thought people in JavaScript would be interested in seeing stuff like this. But yeah, so do apologize. Do apologize. But if you ever do want DevWars back on your subreddit, just let me know, and we will, I guess, get on it. But yeah, it seems as though we probably should just stop posting on Reddit altogether because it looks like it's frowned upon, which I'm actually genuinely shocked because obviously this is like the most relevant thing for development that you can have. It's like a way where we can get together and just talk about development and talk about, different answer questions and also learn at the same time. There's a lot of educational value in this stream, but we'll just stop with Reddit. So you heard it, guys. No more posting on Reddit. Yeah, there are some people who are genuinely appreciative of finding out about DevWars, but I don't know, guys. We're going to have to find a different way of getting different viewers. Yeah. Self-promotion. Yeah, and it has more upvotes too. It's just weird. It's kind of like a thin line. Guys, by the way, I'm not going to switch over to the live preview until the game's over. Since it's almost over, I kind of want to leave it for a surprise. But yeah, it's kind of a thin line because it's like, the whole point of posting on those subreddits is to post good content, right? It's not necessarily for self-gain. We're not really making any profit over here other than donations, and that's up to you guys if you guys want to donate and support the stream. But other than that, it is completely driven based off. Yeah, exactly. If other viewers posted, you would imagine that you could post it too. But guys, the moderators are really pissed off, so please just leave Reddit alone. I don't think they just don't like it. So that'd be cool. Web dev has given me permission to post, but it's been confusing because I guess some of the other moderators didn't know, so I keep getting banned from those subreddits even though I got permission. It's very difficult. Okay, guys, so let's see what they're working on this last minute here. Hopefully, Red Team has accomplished some of these objectives. I don't know. Yeah, and also I do have some testimonies from Epinance. We have had some people get jobs from this game. People are starting careers with this game. We're even starting a charitable event or cause where we would donate these websites to different charities and stuff like that, or nonprofits where they will benefit from it. Yeah, we're gonna have an archive for all of these websites that they're building and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, Let's see what they're doing here. Let's see where his selector is. I don't see anything. Okay, right now he's working on these gradients for the H1 tag as stated by the objectives. What about Flamariel? What is he working on? I really hope that he's pulling off his objectives on time. I'm just going to pop into the TeamSpeak right now and let him know there's just a minute left on the clock. Hey guys, 1 minute left on the clock. Finish whatever you can do. 60 seconds. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hey guys, 60 seconds left on the clock, guys. 60 seconds. I mean, it's 50 now. 50 seconds. Dingo's Dominoes, welcome to DevWars, my friend. You are just kind of tuning in at the last moment here. I'm not going to show you guys the live preview yet, but if you guys want to see... Oh, wow. $5 donation from Dirk. Thank you so much, man. I really, really appreciate it, and I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. We're definitely using all our donations for supportive cause. Carl with 0. 10 seconds left on the clock, guys. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's over. Moderator, please shut down their documents. We are gonna review the code and see what has been done. But guys, yeah, I don't want any of you guys getting banned for talking about DevWars on Reddit. So please don't risk any of that. It's fine. We already have a good amount of viewers. We could just leave it there. We're just gonna have to just advertise or promote DevWars by sharing it with your friends. You know, your friends are on your own social media account. That's the only way I think we can share DevWars. Okay guys, so I'm gonna refresh both web pages and let's see what they've completed. I mean, let's see. Tigo Trios is now following DevWars. Thank you so much for the follow. Alright guys, I recommend right now you guys type in the watch red command and a watch blue command. That way you guys can see these websites in your own browser. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm actually going to go over each objective. Okay? I'm going to go over each objective. Okay, so the first objective, we're going to start with the blue team only, guys. So, the blue team, first objective, add a small icon before each paragraph tag in the sidebar item class. And that's this down here. So they did complete that. So that's a point for them. Also, they need to style their H1 tags with a gradient and text shadow. We do see that right here. So that's another point. Okay, and then they need to style a button with 2 borders that reverse colors when hovered. Okay, so this is it right here. This does have 2 borders and it does reverse. Okay, beautiful. Okay, that's another point. Style background images to scale on hover with transition. And this actually grows indefinitely as suggested by one of the viewers, so, and last listen, so that's pretty awesome. Okay, so that's another point for them. And then create an animated background with rainbow colors. Yep, so we do see that on here. And then their bonus objective, and he does qualify, Last does qualify for a bonus objective point because he did complete all 5 objectives. So the bonus objective was to add your own verbiage content after each paragraph tag in content. So let's see if they did that over here. So inside of this content tag, let's find it down here. We're looking for content. There we go. I don't see it. I don't see it. Let's look for all the afters. Slideshow caption. Let's see. I'm trying to look. Oh, here we go. I think we might see it here. Do we have hay? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't think he did do it. Yeah. Okay. So 5 points for blue team. That's a lot of points. Okay, now we're gonna look over here at the red team now. So red team, one of the objectives was to add a small icon before each paragraph tag over here on the sidebar item class, and he did get that, so 1 point here. Okay, and then he needs to style H1 tags with gradient color and text shadow. Did we do that here? Yes, we did. So that's another point. Style a button with 2 borders that reverse colors when hovered. This is so freaking hilarious because this is actually not the way I was imagining to do it. But, I mean, technically he's right what he did here. Unfortunately, those colors don't look that good, but he did it for that extra objective point. So that's pretty hilarious. So that's another point. Pakistaner, thanks for the follow, man. He's one of the moderators on the JavaScript forums. Thanks for the follow. I do appreciate it. Smug Fox, welcome to DevWars. Okay, and then another objective was to style backgrounds and images to scale on hover. Okay, with transition. I don't see a transition here, unfortunately. It's just kind of scaling, and that wasn't part of the. I'm gonna give him a half a point for that. Okay. And then create a animated rainbow background. We don't see that animated rainbow background on here, so they're just gonna miss out on that point. So I believe it's 3.5 points on the red team and 5 points on the blue team. Awesome job, guys. All right, now we're gonna be voting on design now. So let's start by reviewing the design over here on the blue team. We're just gonna kind of go over it. And guys, I do recommend you guys look at these websites for yourself in your own browser. In order to get the links, I'm gonna actually type the commands out for you guys. So watch blue and watch red. That's how you do it, and it'll output the links. So in the chat, just simply click on those links that it output, and you guys can see this in your own browser. So we're gonna just look at the design. So starting up here, we do have this navigation title up here. We have these. I'm hovering over these beautiful navigation bars, and they reverse borders and everything like that. We do have a transparent content over to the left. And we have the box over to the right. We do have the rainbow background animating on this website. And we have the unicorn hopping up and down. That grows indefinitely when you hover over it. Okay, so now on the red team, they have their navigation bar up here, their header. And then they have their, when you hover over it, we're going to be voting on responsive design after design. But I'm going to just display how it is here. When you hover over these flip around. This kind of hovers, this kind of expands like this when you do that. There's these icons over here. Everything's kind of split up in this fashion. And yeah, we don't see any spacing between these paragraphs. And then they have this fixed footer as well. We don't see a fixed footer or header on the blue team, only on the red team. Okay, guys, so here we go. Let's throw up the poll. Which team has the best design? Is it blue team or is it red team? All you have to do is type blue or red in the chat, and you guys are going to be voting on which team has the best design. Again, I highly recommend you guys look at these websites for yourself in your own browser. That way you guys get the best idea on how these websites actually look, because I can only show you guys what the website looks, you know, in the resolution I have. But after the design, we are going to be voting on the responsive design. Yeah, if you played, you can still vote. That's totally fine. No rules against not voting for yourself. My dad voted for blue. My sister voted for blue. Thanks, guys, for staying tuned in. Last, your opponent voted. You might want to get your vote in. So last voted. So it kind of countered that out there. We're going to be voting for 1 minute and 30 more seconds. So I'm keeping an eye on the clock. Once the timer's up, guys, I'm keeping an eye on the clock. I'll let you guys know as we're getting closer to the end of the time limit. Whatever the vote is going to be, whatever it's at is going to be the winner. So which team has the best design? I'm going to be kind of scrolling up and down on both sides. I do recommend you guys watch these in your own browsers, like I said, so you guys get the best idea on how these websites look like. I posted the links in the chat. Moobot did the honors. So guys, just one more minute and we're gonna end the vote. One more minute. Actually, technically like 35 more seconds or something like that. Yep. So in order to vote, all you have to do is write the word blue or write the word red in the chat and your vote will be automatically updated there. Okay guys, it's whoever has the best design. Hit Alt T for theater mode. Oh, you already figured it out. Okay guys, just 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. It looks like blue team got 2 points for having the best design. Okay, wonderful. Now what we're going to be voting on is... Okay, now we're going to be voting on responsive design. So, let's start with blue. When I resize this, everything's fluid, first of all, so everything kind of shrinks. Up here, it's a little broken. It doesn't really fit perfectly, but when you drop it down here, it does switch to a completely different layout. And it's completely responsive, even making it as small as I could. Everything's readable. Beautiful job there. And then I could zoom out, of course. And this is what it looks like, zooming in and out. So, again, I encourage you guys to look at these in your own browsers. Now, Flamariel, let's see how he's doing on the red team. When you resize this, everything's looking fluid, everything's looking good, and then when I go this far, it creates its own layout. Everything looks nice except down here. We don't have enough margin at the bottom to be able to read this text down here. Other than that, everything's looking good. When you get a little lower, the navigation bar drops. But yeah, so that's the navigation for, that's the responsive design for red team. So guys, and then zooming in and out, this is what the website looks like. It looks gorgeous when you zoom out like this. I'm sure this is how he looked at the website while he was designing it. And then it kind of shifts over. I like that shift. Okay guys, so we're going to be voting on who has the best responsive design. We're going to be throwing up the vote right now. We're going to wait. This is a 2-minute vote. So the moment I see the first vote come in, I'm going to start the timer for 2 minutes on the clock. Okay guys, 2 minutes starting now. It's either red or blue. Which team has the best design? Responsive design. Responsive design. 2-minute vote. It's either red or blue, guys. Red or blue. This is our first 1 vs 1 on DevWars, and it's been awesome. It's been a very fun game to watch. You guys can see just how powerful CSS is. Both teams were given the same HTML code, and they were both able to turn it into something completely different just off CSS alone. So hopefully you guys are able to see the power of CSS. Wow, it's looking pretty close, guys. In order to see the responsive design for yourself, guys, you're going to have to see this in your own browsers. But I am going to resize while I'm in the background here, just so you guys who aren't able to see. I'm going to zoom in and out. And then zoom in and out here. Some people are voting for green. Green team did do a good job. Erkin, if you type blue red, it's actually gonna take the first word you type, so blue. So you actually kind of voted for blue there. Okay, guys, just 30 more seconds, and then we're gonna close the vote. Another person voting for purple. somebody voting for orange. We have just 10 seconds left, guys. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. It's over, guys. Red team did take the win for best responsive design. So what is the final results? If my moderator can please let me know. I'm sure it was close. So red did get 2 points for winning that. So I'm just waiting for the final tallied votes, and we're gonna display the winner on the screen. Yeah, there's no viewport tags, but we're not going that far into the responsive design. I don't know the score, but blue team won. Oh, okay. All right, blue team, you are the winner. Congratulations over here on this side. Drop the confetti. 7 points on the blue team, 5.5 on the red team. Congratulations, blue. Last, you did a fantastic job. So far, Last has won 2 games. If Flamario would have got all 5 objectives, it would have been a very close game.